So in today's stream, I'm going to pick up some discrepancies in regards to Roscoe talking on behalf of Kyle Breecher, aka the man who turned up with Ginger Toni at Mandy's local pub, confronting her with a camera and a group of lads. So the inconsistencies I picked up is that they claim that Kyle Breecher, it's been claimed all over Jupiter's that they have evidence that Mandy has never been to the police. And by the sounds of things with Roscoe, the evidence is that Kyle Breecher went to the police station and asked if there was an ongoing investigation. Now, let me tell you one thing. I'm pretty certain that the majority of the public knows exactly that the police would not give you this information. Why would they tell you, while you're being investigated, that you're being investigated? Would that not give you the opportunity to hide the evidence? Now, with the other inconsistencies, I will pick out. Kyle Breecher claimed on the live stream with Jupiter the other day that he didn't know none of this in regards to the conversation with Danny Tomo paedophilia video that Mandy has been speaking about. Bear in mind, Mandy has never, ever to this day mentioned Kyle Breecher's name, therefore has no excuse, as in Kyle Breecher, to do what he had done. So one has to ask Kyle Breecher, when did you really know? Because last I hear from your friend Helgoa, it was you that turned up at Mandy's door back in August in regards to this conversation. So there's two discrepancies. I'll butt in as we go through what Danny Roscoe had mentioned.
Putting them out. But I think the rant's over anyway. But now Tom Villainary is here. This is my problem I have, because see, Pubic will be like, oh, I chatted all this on his live, and he had to go because he couldn't answer none of the questions.
So here's a wee bit I want to clear up. Mr. Roscoe is claiming this guy Tom Villery is me. Now, anyone that's going to ask questions in regards to Danny's motives, they're automatically going to be accused of being me. But this is funny because the person who is actually asking the questions to Danny Roscoe will see what Danny Roscoe is really about. Desperate times for desperate matters, Danny. You're just going to accuse everyone of being me because you're only going to expose yourself to the people that are asking you these questions, and it will make them doubt more. You see the rift that's happening on YouTube. It's not just the faceless three and me now, is it, Roscoe? Come on now. Use your common sense if you know what that means.
But you see what it is with these trolls, and it has come because Ginger Toni went to Mandy Mosley, went to the pub that she said was for the gangsters that would shoot her, would kick her out.
You see now, Mr. Roscoe is trying to play a bit of a twisting game here. Nowhere have I ever come across anywhere where Mandy mentioned that they were going to shoot her out and it was a gang. Never. So Roscoe, stop fucking lying.
Who exposed she lied about another person in the area.
This will be in regards to a man called Kyle Breecher, as he was put into the spotlight that night with Ginger Toni.
All close to the area, or in the same city at least. About watching 15-year-old girls getting abused or whatever, which is disgusting. And he just went to the old Bill 3 years later, after getting pressed by a den, getting put into a corner where she couldn't get out of, so she had to say, I'm going to the police. So then they went to the police and said, is there any case against me?
So this is where I'm picking up from. Kyle Breecher apparently went to the police station to ask if there's any criminal investigations against him. So that's why I revert to what I stated at the start, along with this screenshot.
Is there any case against me for anything like this? It took a little while to come back and was like, no, there's nothing. But because we've looked into it, to see where this has come from, we can see the malicious communications that is coming from the people of the clown world and coming of people from her own mouth of Moneybags Mosley. Do you want to press charges for malicious communication? And he's like, no.
So here's the bigger thing that I want to pick out. The most important part is that, according to Danny Roscoe, speaking on behalf of Kyle Breecher, he's stating that he had the opportunity, according to the police, to press charges for malicious communication against Clownwood and especially Mandy Mosley. Now, why wouldn't you? Because this will prove your innocence. But he didn't, because he knew about this back in August, because that's why he turned up at Mandy Mosley's door, banging and thumping and mouthing off. So, Mr. Roscoe, Ginger Toni, and Kyle Breecher, stop with your fucking shit, because you're exposing yourselves with this bullshit. Now let's listen to that clip again.
Because we've looked into it, to see where this has come from, we can see the malicious communications that is coming from the people of the clown world and coming of people from her own mouth of Moneybags Mosley. Do you want to press charges for malicious communication? And he's like, no.
So the question that needs to be asked to Kyle Breecher and Danny Roscoe and Ginger Toni, because there's so many discrepancies. I'm only picking up discrepancies. Why did Kyle go banging on Mandy Mosley's door back in August if he only knew about this in September? Because from what I've seen and what I've heard, with what Dupe's saying, that she putting them out in the crowd, well, that was way after Kyle Breecher went banging on Mandy's door. And don't deny this, because we've got Helgo in her own voice saying Kyle Breecher, Kyle Breecher, Kyle Breecher. Try me.
I just wanted to make sure that if you did want me for anything like this, now I'll come and tell you exactly what's going on, because absolutely nothing's gone on, and you can have my phone, the phone that she thought that I showed her on, and we can clear this all up. But we know she's a liar, so it's all done.
So Danny Roscoe thinks, or tries to justify, the actions of Ginger Toni and Kyle Breecher in regards to them turn up at Mandy's local to her friends and possible family. Well, no, Roscoe. The most easiest way to resolve this is to go ahead and charge Mandy for malicious communications, including myself and anyone else who you're accusing of, right? The reason being is it will prove Kyle hasn't got anything to hide. But my question is, why didn't he press charges against Mandy Mosley? Why? My conclusion on this is that Mr. Breecher has a lot to hide. I mean, why wouldn't he press charges on an allegation made against him? Although it wasn't Mandy that made the allegation. Mandy never mentioned anyone's name. But what made Kyle turn up to Mandy's back in August? Did he have a knock on the door by investigators? Did he have his phone seized? Who knows? But it's getting interesting, guys, and their reactions are literally shutting them up.